Good morning, guys. Okay, so let me know you're here and then we'll get started. So let me know you're here for core and spinal. So let me know you're here. I found myself clearly. Give everybody a few seconds to get on. See everything. I'm out by myself this morning, guys. It says two people, but you haven't said hi. Say hi. Okay. So hopefully you joined Ashley for her hip hinging class. Hey, Jackie, Carol, Adele, Lorraine. Okay, now you're all popping on. So as I was saying, hopefully you joined Ashley for the hip hinging class. If you didn't, go back and watch that for sure. A lot of you know your hip hinges, but I cannot stress enough how important hinging at your hips as opposed to your waist is for your back health. Unbelievable. Okay. She also touched on the fact of good back pain, bad back pain when you're doing movements like a deadlift or some of these core things. I would say make sure you're not feeling your back in a negative way. Okay. And if you understand that, great, but maybe you don't. So what I'm talking about is when you feel your back really straining too much and doing all of the work and some of the floor exercises, or if you're doing something bending and you feel pain right at the spine or kind of a shooting pain across your back, that's not necessarily a great thing. If you feel a little bit of activation and tension in the lats, so the muscles down the sides, that's normal. That's what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to be tense. If you're breathing properly, then those muscles are going to tense up for you if you're using your core properly, because you're not just front, you're a cylinder. Okay, so make sure you're using that cylinder in a nice balanced way when you're doing your core exercises, and you will be better off. Okay, so she worked a lot on bear stances. And again, one of the best core exercises you can do are bear stances, bird dog, spinal stability stuff. Wonderful. Because she worked on that, I'm not going to do those again today, but please go back later and watch that video. Again, it will really save your back. Okay, so we are going to do a little bit of core. I'm going to throw a tiny bit of abs in there for you abbers, but again, it's not my favorite part of doing core for sure. Okay, so start with just some pelvic tilting. So up and down. I know the only person I saw that watched this morning with Ashley was Diane of my group. So let me know if you watched it. Ashley explains things really well. Okay, so you're just rotating. You're feeling that little tug on the lower back, a little bit of hips moving. Okay, perfect. And working a couple breaths. Okay, so laying nice and flat, remembering that when we lay flat, the hips right here should be flat as well. So you could be able to put a couple glasses there and they're not going to tilt forward or back if you raise your legs. So we're going to start with our breath. So just take a breath and then exhale. Really exhale, exhale. Feel that shrink wrapping of your stomach. Shrink wrap, shrink wrap. Perfect. When you're at the end, without actually letting go, brace. So push outward a little tiny bit just to brace. There you go. You are nice and braced. Your core is nice and safe. You can talk, you can breathe. And if you felt in here, it should be solid, okay? As Ashley says, you can punch yourself in the stomach and it hopefully wouldn't hurt if you are solid. So when you see these big guys, you always punch them in the stomach. It's because they're braced, right? They're not feeling it. Punch them in the stomach when they're not braced, see what they do. Okay, so exhale. Let's try that again. Breathe in, exhale. Shrink wrap, shrink wrap, shrink wrap. You even feel your back tighten up. You're in that last position. Brace a little bit, so push outward. There you go. You're nice and tight and you're ready to move, okay? We're going to warm up by just tapping down. So bring your knees to your chest, tap down. Up, tap down. Keep breathing. You're not holding your breath, okay? Which part do you feel harder? Coming to or going away? So for me, this takes more pelvic control. So that's where I'm going to exhale and make sure that I'm braced and I have that pelvic control in here. My hips are not going up like this. Okay, they're not curling in when I come like this. I have absolute control over my pelvis. Nice little warm up. Get those muscles activated. Okay, beautiful. We should be ready. Okay, so the first thing that we are going to do is kind of a banana. So you're going to shape yourself a bit like a banana. Okay, so with a banana, your legs are going to come up a little bit, your arms are going to be long, and you're just going to rise up. It's up to you whether you want to work on the neck and rise the neck up a little bit, but if all you're feeling is stress and discomfort in the neck, then leave it down. And down. Okay, so you're really letting the core do its job. And down. And down. So you're going to do those for a little tiny bit. I want you to go for about 10 of those. You hold for as long as you feel like holding. You don't have to go at the same pace that I am going. Okay? If that really irritates your back, so you can go while I'm talking, you can do one leg. So come up and down. Up and hold however long you want and down. That'll take that pressure off your back. If anybody's feeling pressure in their lower spine when they're doing this, that doesn't feel good. Okay? Sometimes with these, your neck is actually what's going to dictate how long you can go up. For me, for sure. Okay? So that's why I say you can drop the neck. Okay. Hopefully you had about 10 in there. Now we're going to move with that. Okay? So hopefully I can keep my clothes on here. They don't detach from my body. But we're going to go up. And then you're going to roll over nice and solid and arch. Okay? Hold that. Perfect. You can roll back. Beautiful. Come up. Roll over nice and solid. Try to use your core as much as you can. Perfect. Hold. And roll back. I got to use my leg a little bit to cheat there if you have to. Okay. Whatever works for you. We're going to do that again. This time when we flip over, we're going to do some swimmers on that side. Okay. So up nice and tight. Try to use your core. Here. Down. Swimmers. Don't let your hips shift. Perfect. Come back up. Roll yourself over. And we'll try it again. Perfect. Swimmer. Perfect. Now let's roll the other side. Okay, because we were rolling only in one direction. Okay. So come up in your banana, roll the other way. Hold that. Sorry, my shoulder was just bugging me, so I pulled back. You don't have to. And roll back. Huh. Did you notice you had a weaker side, possibly? Okay, let's try it again. Up, roll, swimmer. Roll back. And one more roll. Perfect. Hey, Carol, Claudia, Faye, Kathleen, Joe. Everybody's on there now. Perfect. Okay. We should be nice and warmed up. Okay. We're going to do some bicycles, even though I'm not the biggest fan of them. We're going to do them. It's up to you if you bring your head up or not. And we're going to do some bridges back to back with those. Okay? Okay. Having wardrobe malfunctions. Okay, so the main part of the bicycle is really the lower body. Okay? When you're working the lower body, you're working the lower part, your transverse abdominis. The upper part, really you're getting a little rectus. If you want to work your rectus, go for it. It's something that gets worked throughout the day quite a bit. Okay? Okay, so you're going to come up, and then you're going to go out, 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 out. Okay? I am not doing the top part because it's not worth it for my neck. So you guys, I'm going to do legs only. You guys do the full bicycle if you want. The thing about a bicycle, keep going, I'm going to talk, is you don't want that flexed spine as you're rotating, okay? So you're going to have to try to keep that straight spine. I actually don't rotate, to be honest with you. If I'm keeping up like this, it's like this. Okay? Control that pelvis. Take a rest if you need it. And go again. Make sure you're using your core. Make sure it's tight. Make sure those pelvis aren't starting to drop down like this, right? Keep it nice and flat right here in those hips. Perfect. We're going to go into a bridge. Okay, so just come up with that bridge. I'm just going to hold that, opening up those hip flexors a bit, which is a nice little stretch after doing a lot of hip flexor work with core. Open those up. And come back down. We'll try another set of bicycles. And ready when you are. And up into your bridge. Perfect. One foot down on the ground, other leg up. Okay. Nice and strong. Push. Push, push, push really hard. You should feel that bracing in your stomach. If you didn't brace, do it. Okay. Other side. Brace your stomach. Push. Perfect. Come down. Back to the first side. Again, how hard you make this exercise depends on how much you're going to brace. So if you have to really shrink wrap and then brace and then do it, whatever works for you. You surely feel it. Try the other side. Perfect. And we'll do a last bridge just to get those hip flexors open a tiny bit. Okay. You want your big ball. If you do not have a big ball, we're going to do some planking. So if you don't have a big ball, you can do some lower plank saws. Okay, so what that is you're going to come into your lower plank and you're going to go back and forth. Okay, and then of course the second one is just a great good old plank. You can go upward or downward. For the rest of us that are going to use the ball, just gives you a little more instability with the core. Okay. The first thing we're going to do is rollouts on the ball so you can be on your knees. If you want to come up and do a rollout, you can too. It's a little more difficult. Okay. So you're going from back here all the way out. Back. Get yourself in a position where it's away from you. There you go. All the way out nice and straight. And then the second exercise is going to be a good old plank hold. Okay. So get ready. And let's start with a rollout or a saw. Hold it there. Feel that core. Make sure your back feels okay. And come back in. Roll out. Hold it there. Roll back in. Roll out. Find the core. Come back in. Roll out. Find that position. Come back in. Okay, perfect. Come up and hold your core. If you want to make it harder, stir the pot. You want to make it really hard? Get somebody to kick your ball. Perfect. Sit back for a second, go into child's pose if you need to. We're going to do that again. Okay, let's try it again. Okay, so we're going to roll out and hold for a few seconds first. So roll out, hold that position, feel your core. Come back in, roll out, find your core. If you're not finding your core on that, drop to your knees or to one knee. So it's to fatigue, so you can go at your own speed, guys. You want to feel a good, strong bracing, and then come out of it. One more, and then we're going to go up in our plank. Good. Roll back, come out, and up in that plank. Stir if you need to. Are you feeling pain or just pressure in your back? And drop down. Perfect. Let's do another child's pose. Took me that long to think of the word. Okay, let's come up and do another set of those. Go right to that edge where you really feel right up under your ribs even. Make sure you're braced. Perfect. We're going to come out and do the plank. And out and up. Stir the pot if you want to. Perfect. Come back down. One last child's pose. Come down and up into a Sphinx. So don't put all the pressure on your spine. Okay, my glutes are activated a little bit. My shoulder blades are activated ever so slightly, so my spine is happy in this position. If it's not happy, I'm not going to be up here. Those of you that want to come up into a cobra and don't have any spinal stenosis or anything, you definitely can, but when you're in the cobra, remember that your hips are still down. Okay. If I'm in a cobra and I'm feeling stress this way, it's okay. If I'm feeling shooting pain across my spine or into the spine anywhere, it's not okay. Go back into your Sphinx. Okay. Come on to that. Find your band and your ball. Wouldn't be core if we didn't work on Sorry, we're having trouble playing this video. What does that mean? Okay, sorry, not that sure what happened there. Hopefully it's still, you're still with me. Suddenly it went blank, went black. Okay, band, hook it around something. As I was trying to say before my screen went black, it wouldn't be a core workout with a little bit of band workout. Okay, so sitting tall on your ball or on your knees if you don't have a ball, or if you want to just work differently without that instability. Okay, we're going to start with a press. So outward and inward, not allowing that band to rotate away from you and turn, correct? If you need it to be harder, you just get rid of that opposite foot. The more you can get your limbs involved with the contraction in your core, the more stability you're truly working on. And in the long run, why do you want a core? Do you want a six-pack of abs? I've said it before. This is not the right place to get it. Neither is a core class. You get that in the kitchen, okay? If you want to be strong and have a healthy spine and healthy movements, then you want that instability with as much of your body as you can get involved. Okay, good. Give that a rest, and then we're actually going to rotate for the second part of that. Then we'll switch sides. Okay. So for the rotation, I want you to be cautious about your back. If it starts bothering you in a bad way at all, those of you with back problems, then you're going to possibly get rid of the band and just start rotating a little bit. So with the rotation, I'm going to be here. My bum is locked on the ball, and I'm just going to rotate away and come back. Okay. If I want it to be harder, rotate with one arm. So I am glued here. Okay, so I'm not using my shoulder at all. I'm not using my arm at all, really. I'm using my core. Okay. As soon as you come out here, you start to use your arm. That's not what I want. I want this here. Rotate your body against that resistance. Come back against that resistance as well. Okay. And rotate the body. You should really feel, this is one that you'll probably feel your back, but I'm hoping that you're feeling down here. The lats, along with your obliques. Make sure you're braced. See if you got one more in you. If you're like me, your shoulders are going to give out long before. Okay, let's try the other side. Start with the press. Get some good resistance, guys. You want it to be hard. You want to really struggle to not let that go in that circle. Okay. Okay, let's rotate. Single or double, whichever you need. Nice and slow, guys. If you're not getting anything, double up your band, whatever you have to do. Okay, perfect. Lean yourself forward a little tiny bit, push your legs back. Let's get that little stretch along the whole back area. Notice that my hips are hinged. They're hinged. Okay, perfect. So if you guys want to repeat that whole thing, you can rewind it and do it all over again or add anything that you want. If you want to add extra core stuff, just make sure you're not doing sit-ups, please. Okay, unless you have an absolutely straight spine, even then you're really not getting what you think you're getting out of those, okay? The risk is too high for the reward. You can join me at 11 o'clock for Move It or Lose It, some stability stuff. If not, you can join Ashley at 12:30 for stretching. And if not, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Okay, take care. Have a great day.